Hey guys, and welcome to the 65 review. The story of 65 starts off at a beach where Adam Driver's character, Mills, looks on towards his daughter, who is struggling with her health. We then learn that he has to go away for 2 years for his job. It then cuts to a futuristic spaceship getting pelted by an asteroid field, and the ship gets hit hard and goes crashing down. This ship crashes into Earth, but apparently they landed 65 million years ago. Mills wakes up and tries to see if there are any survivors. He then realizes that there was one survivor named Koa. Mills tracks down Koa's pod and rescues her. The whole rest of the movie is really dedicated to them walking through the forest trying to escape a planet full of dinosaurs. That's basically the gist of the movie. A similar movie is basically A Quiet Place, but for like dinosaurs. So kind of imagine that. So, what did I dislike about the film? One was it was a very short movie. Apart from the horror influences, Adam Driver and the dinosaurs, I don't know. I feel like it was lacking. For example, a movie that was promoted as a horror movie with dinosaurs, it really didn't have many dinosaurs. I was waiting for the whole first half of the movie, waiting for a dinosaur, but really nothing popped up. You know that first water dinosaur, this one right here, boom? Like, it was shown in the first act. What happened to him? He didn't appear again. I don't know. I also wish that we dove into the sci-fi aspect a little bit more. Not enough to overshadow the horror dinosaurs, but I think it would be cool. Would have been cool to see how the guns work, or like how the spaceship works, how all of that futuristic technology works. I don't know. It was also super unclear, at least to me, how the time traveling / planets worked. Like, where was Koa from? I didn't really understand that. I wonder if I completely missed out on that, but I don't. Is that the planet they crashed on? Is that a different planet than Earth that has dinosaurs? Is that like Earth, but they time traveled through light years? That was the explanation I got from my friend. I do feel like they should have at least given us a little backstory and introduced us to the world building in the first act, and then they might have reached the 2-hour film mark, but who knows. But I did like some things about this movie, even though it wasn't the greatest. But Sam Raimi is always great when it comes to horror films and their camera angles. I loved at the beginning the fast-paced camera angle and the camera shake. Through this fast-paced action, we're like almost going through this experience with Mills. There was also a proximity scan in the movie. It was amazing. That might have been one of my favorite shots in the whole movie. This happened when Mills was in the cave with the dinosaur, but he couldn't see the dinosaur because he was lurking in the shadows. So he pulled up his thingy, and it was like proximity scanning. And he saw on the proximity scan that it was like a dinosaur in the shadows. It was pretty cool. Finally, I loved Adam Driver in this movie. Even though he only had one person to talk to, and he didn't have many lines, I feel like he's one of those actors that can afford to miss 1 or 2 movies. But finally, at the end, I did love the music. It almost sounded like a ticking clock, almost. Like, you know, the tick, and that was mixed in the background. That like echoed them trying to get off the planet before it exploded. Some themes to think about in this movie were moving versus standing. That's all about fear. And then humanity versus nature. Moving versus standing was a minor theme in the movie just because we really saw a lot of one and not much of the other. For instance, it was either Mills and Koa walking for a while without fear, and then eventually sitting down because they're now scared of what's next to come. But this could also be flipped on its head. At the beginning of the movie, when Mills was just sitting around alone in his ship, he didn't feel like moving. He was scared. He kind of really just didn't really care for his life until he saw the possibility of Koa being alive. And that's when, like, the good outweighed his fear, so to speak. But then finally we go to the humanity versus nature theme. and it was big. We see Adam Driver start out as a father, and then when his daughter dies, he kind of no longer feels like he should be saved, no longer feels like a father. And then even Koa, as a surrogate daughter, she feels the need to become a human, to become his daughter. And the purple flower that Koa picks up off of the nature, off of the grass, and puts it on Mills. And even Koa's actions throughout the movie really symbolize her developing her humanity almost. Because I'm pretty sure she's not from Earth. I want to say I don't know. And this is essential for Mills because after losing his daughter, his faith is put into his gun. He's like, "Come save me! I need help." And then he turns and looks at his gun, like signifying to us that he really his faith is in the gun. That is until Koa begins to become, again, his surrogate daughter. I threw that around a lot. We also see humanity when Koa saved the dinosaur. Oh man, this was one of the worst parts in the film. There was a little dinosaur in a puddle, in the mud puddle. He was slipping back in. He was gonna die, and then Koa's like, you know what? I'm gonna help this little dinosaur. So she picks him up, and the dinosaur's happy. He's running around, and then out of nowhere, he gets killed by the mean dinosaurs. I felt so horrible about that. But that's another theme of the humanity of Koa getting overshadowed by the nature of the dinosaurs, which brings us to another theme that is kind of a mini theme within nature. That is the theme of the food chain. All the dinos feasted on other dinos and plants until Mills and Koa and all the other humans came. And this movie is all about, really the main theme of this movie is humans and their humanity trying to fit in and find their place within the food chain of the dinosaurs. That's really what the Jurassic Park movies are about too. As for the ratings, this isn't a Jurassic Park movie. That being said, I would give it a solid 4 out of 10. You could make a case that the horror aspects bumped it up to a 5 out of 10, but I really feel like a 4 out of 10 is reasonable. I feel like if we had a little bit more of backstory and, in turn, runtime, I feel like it could also, its score could also be bumped up, in my opinion. But other than that, I think the themes were good, the action was good, the comedic bits were surprisingly good in a horror movie. Just a good movie, just solid. Maybe not the greatest, maybe not the elitist, and that's why I think a 4 out of 10 is suitable. But with that being said, leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. Let me know if you want to see more of these quick bits. And next week's video, here's the teaser frame. It's going to be an Academy Award winner.